I always find it to be an unfair argument when the generation before us always shits on us for being on our phones all the time or on social media all the time, always on TikTok. Because damn near if they had TikTok and if they had access to the technology that we do today, they would be on it just as much as we are. Just because you didn't have access to it doesn't mean that now you can point the fingers at us for using what's been given to us. Every generation has had some form of escapism, whether it was drugs, whether it was alcohol, and we're the generation that uses the least amount of alcohol. That is something to celebrate. The thing about social media is that it's not all good and it's not all bad. It's definitely a double-edged sword, and I can even argue that it's way more damaging than it is benefiting. But what are we supposed to do about it? Our entire lives now have been reinforced to be on our phones. If we didn't have our phones, we'd be frolicking out in the fields too, Teresa. That's not a fair argument. Every generation before shits on the generation afterwards, and I don't know why that is, and I think it's very unfair. We need to realize that we constantly are evolutionizing into something different. We need to have more empathy for the generation that's coming in next. Because again, every single generation has had a form of escapism. It seems like there might be another common denominator here that we're missing, because we can't just keep pointing the fingers at one another. But I don't know, that's my 2 cents.